Joe, because Scott didn't show up, went out and cut a promo and went into business for himself. And Joe and I considered at that point, Joe and I were friends. And I understood his fucking disappointment and his frustration over the fact that Scott had no-showed the pay-per-view. And I'm listening there, and he's being pretty snug, but I'm like, then all of a sudden, fucking, I hear basically me get thrown under the bus. And I'm like, what the fuck? So we do our match, and when it's over with, we go out back, away from everybody. We're not even in the fucking studio where this taping's being filmed. And I just walked up and I said, what the fuck was that? I said, was that from Russo or was that yours? And he kind of fucking smirked at me. He said, that was mine. So I fucking open hand smacked him. He didn't go down. He didn't, and but he didn't say anything back either. So I smacked him again. And he just fucking looked at me. And then Jeff Jarrett came out. He goes, Kev. And Jarrett walked over, and I just said, fuck it, and I just walked away. Well, the next day, Joe felt so bad about it that they called a meeting, and he went in front of all the boys at TV and apologized directly to me. He didn't have to do that because I was just as I didn't my two smacks to Joe, but Joe was man enough to fucking realize I did go into business for myself. If I'd have punched Joe in the face, fucking, I guarantee you he'd have double leg dove me. I guarantee you. The fact that I didn't strike him, it was like a mutual respect.
Yeah, and understanding. Okay. But, all right, so fine, accepted. How does this differ in the layperson's eyes from what might be going on with a backstage altercation in AEW?
There was a punch thrown.
Okay, so that's what you're saying, the smack versus the punch.
A punch is
I thought it was just a headlock and some rolling around.
They both. I watched. I saw two different. One person said this. One person said that. It was. I think Punk said he pushed him, and he pushed him back and got him in a front face lock.
Front face lock, right?
And then another person said something. Then the person that was the third person said that he pushed him and Punk punched him. So there was a actual punch thrown. Now that changes the complete complexity of what the situation is, because now those are your teammates,
right?
You watch Hard Knocks. You see those guys going after each other because it's competition, man. And but man, you don't fucking disrespect and you don't fucking strike. You don't strike one of your fucking colleagues in the fucking face with a punch.